Welcome students. Today we will discuss a very important concept of human genetics, that is the Duchene Muscular Dystrophy. Now what is Duchene Muscular Dystrophy? We say that it is a recessive X-linked single gene disorder. So it's a single gene disorder of a gene present upon the X chromosome. It is the recessive gene disorder of a gene known as dystrophin gene present upon the X chromosome. Now this is the depiction of the X chromosome, or it's the representation of the X chromosome. Upon the X chromosome there is present a gene which we call as the dystrophin gene. So this is the dystrophin gene. About this dystrophin gene, it is one of the longest genes in the human genome. Rather, some of the geneticists agree that it is the longest gene in the human genome. It is about 2.4 million base pairs of DNA. Base pairs of DNA. So it's a very long gene. Some say it is 2.5 million base pairs of DNA, or it is made up of 2.5 million base pairs of DNA. But usually we believe that it is 2.4 million base pairs of DNA. So it is a very long gene known as dystrophin gene, and this dystrophin gene is present upon the human X chromosome. We will first understand the normal functions of this gene. When this gene exercises its central dogma, it carries out its central dogma, it forms a rod-shaped protein known as dystrophin protein. Dystrophin protein. So this dystrophin protein is formed when the dystrophin gene exercises the central dogma. Then the dystrophin protein is formed, and this dystrophin protein, it is a rod shaped protein. It's a rod shaped protein. It's a very large protein, and it's a rod shaped protein. It is a cytoplasmic protein usually found in the cytoplasm of skeletal muscle cells or other muscle cells. So we have drawn over here the muscle fiber, a structure of muscle fiber. Suppose this is a myocyte, a muscle cell. This is the dystrophin protein. This over here, it is the dystrophin protein. It's a rod shaped protein. Now we will understand its functions. The dystrophin protein basically relays some signals to the calcium storage sacs present inside the muscle fibers. So this is the dystrophin gene. It formed the dystrophin protein when it completed the central dogma. The dystrophin protein is a cytoplasmic protein mostly found in the skeletal myocytes, and it relays signals to the calcium storage sacs. It relays signals to the calcium storage sacs present in the skeletal myocytes, and the calcium ions have a very important role during the muscle contraction. Now what happens, these calcium ions, once they receive the signals through the dystrophin protein, they get released from the calcium storage sacs. And this release of calcium ions from the calcium storage sacs by the help of the dystrophin protein, it is a very important process which is essential for the process of muscle contraction. So you have understood the role of calcium ions in the muscle contraction and the role of dystrophin protein to make the calcium ions get released from the calcium storage sac. So the first process is the dystrophin protein relays some signals towards the calcium storage sac so that calcium gets released from these calcium storage sacs, and the calcium helps in the muscle contraction. So without calcium, the muscle contraction cannot occur properly. These are the myosin and actin protein myofilaments connected by cross bridges which help the muscle in undergoing contraction and relaxation. So this is a normal function of the dystrophin gene. Now, when we say that single gene disorder occurs, it means this dystrophin gene undergoes mutation. Now we have to understand what will happen. If this dystrophin gene undergoes mutation, now we say that this dystrophin protein will not be formed. It will not be formed. As a result, it used to have a function over here. When it is not formed, this function will suffer. There will be no protein which will relay the signals to the calcium storage sacs present inside the myocytes. So when this gene undergoes disorder, single gene disorder, dystrophin protein is not formed. The dystrophin protein uses its function to relay the signals to the calcium storage sacs, helping in the release of calcium from the calcium storage sacs, which is important for muscle contraction. When this gene undergoes mutation, the dystrophin protein is not formed. The calcium ions will remain inside the calcium storage sacs and they will not get released. Now, what will happen when the calcium ions will not get released? There will occur no muscle contraction. There will occur no muscle contraction. Because for the muscle contraction, the calcium ions are necessary, and the calcium ions are pumped into the cytoplasm from the calcium storage sacs when the dystrophin protein aids them in getting released from the calcium storage sacs. When there is no dystrophin protein due to the mutation of the dystrophin gene, the calcium ions will get stored in the calcium storage sacs and they will not get released. As a result, no muscle contraction will occur, and the process of muscle degeneration will begin. The process of muscle degeneration will begin. You all know that a muscle develops and grows only when it undergoes the contractions and relaxations. When it doesn't undergo the contraction process over here, it will mark the beginning of muscle degeneration. Further, the storage of calcium ions inside the calcium storage sacs, it activates a system of enzymes inside the myocytes. So what usually happened was that the calcium ions used to get released from the calcium storage sacs to help in the muscle contraction, but when the dystrophin protein was not formed, the calcium will remain inside the calcium storage sacs, no muscle contraction will occur, and further the storage, the continuous remaining of the what we call as or the continuous staying of the calcium inside the calcium storage sacs, it will activate a system of enzymes inside the myocyte. As a result, this system of enzymes will now it will bring bring breakdown it will bring breakdown of the muscle proteins. So when the calcium stays inside the calcium storage sacs, it will activate a system of enzymes which will bring about the breakdown of the proteins of the muscles. That is, it will bring the breakdown of these actin and myosin molecules, which will further complicate the process of muscle degeneration. As a result, the muscles will get weak by the passing time, and as a result, the person suffering from this disease, they cannot move easily because the body movements are possible due to our muscles. As a result, they stay on the wheelchairs and they cannot move easily, and the process of muscle degeneration becomes much more complicated day by day, and usually they die before the age of 40 before the age of 40. So it's a very dangerous disease which occurs due to the mutation of the dystrophin gene, which is the believed to be the longest gene in the human genome. Hope that you have understood the normal functions of the dystrophin gene, and when the dystrophin gene undergoes mutation, you might have understood how the Duchene muscular dystrophy occurs. If you like the lecture, do drop your comments in the comment box and do subscribe the channel and do share the lecture.